Hello, I'm Brian Noble, CEO of Family Policy Institute of Washington.
Hi, and I'm Brad Payne, president of FPIW Action.
A couple of disclaimers before we get started today. Nothing taken on this recording should be taken as an endorsement of the candidate, nor the candidate's endorsement of FPIW, nor FPIW Action. This is simply a public service to meet and greet the candidate. This will be recorded and posted on several different platforms. Keith, welcome to the program today.
Thank you for having me.
All right, Keith, good to see you. I get the first question. It's kind of a three-part series, easy enough. First one is just to give people your name and the position you're running for, and then follow that up with just a brief explanation, a little bit about you and a little bit about your family.
Very good. Thank you. My name is Keith Swank, and I'm running for Pierce County Sheriff. I'm a United States Army Airborne Infantry veteran, and I'm a recently retired Seattle Police Captain. And captain is just one rank below Assistant Chief. And I spent my first 15 years in my career in patrol, and I've handled every type of call imaginable. I've been shot at, I've been stabbed, kicked, punched, and spit on, and a suspect even tried to run me over with a car. So I have a lot of experience out there in the mean streets of Seattle. And when I was promoted to sergeant, my first assignment was a supervisor of the 911 center. And in July of 2006, I was working the 911 center when a mass shooter at the Jewish Federation called into 911 with his demands. And I was able to help de-escalate the suspect and get him to stop killing people and surrender. And I'm very proud of that. We were accomplished there. And then later on, I was promoted to lieutenant, and I was a lieutenant of the training section where I helped to develop de-escalation and crisis intervention training. And that's been used as a model for agencies across the United States. And I taught these skills to agencies throughout the country. I was the captain who led the Seattle SWAT team when we were finally allowed to clear the unlawful violent CHOP zone in June of 2020. And after 33 years at the Seattle Police Department, I retired last June. My wife is Nina, and together we have 6 adult children, 4 grandchildren, and Nina is a small business owner, and we are active in our community. Thank you.
Thank you for that introduction, Keith. What do you think is motivating you to run for office?
Well, this is a great platform to be able to talk about that. I want to share this with you because I don't tell this story too much. So I retired last June, and August 31st of last year. You know how you remember some dates sometimes because things really important happen?
Mm-hmm.
August 31st last year, I was sitting in my hot tub looking up at the stars, thanking God for getting me through my career. And I said, even if I die now, my wife will have my pension, a part of it, and I can provide for her still. And he said to me, son, you have not been listening. You are to run for sheriff.
Mm-hmm.
And now people have talked to me before. I've run for office before. They told me I should run for sheriff, and I just blew them off. I said, I don't want to do law enforcement anymore. I've done my time, right?
Mm-hmm.
So anyhow, when he said that to me, I jumped out of the hot tub. I ran upstairs. Oh, I forgot part of it. I was thanking him because we were going to move to Florida. I was getting ready to go to Florida to go fishing, and play golf. So I ran upstairs. I told my wife, honey, God just told me I have to run for sheriff. And she said, you better, or you end up in the belly of a whale.
That's
So
great.
I immediately got a team together. And within 7 days, I filed for office because you have to obey what he says and abide by it. But I go out to the hot tub every night, just about, and say to him, have you changed your mind? Can I go to Florida yet? And he's not told me I can go to Florida. He said I can go there and visit, but I can't stay. So I've been there a couple of times, but I have to come back home. So that's the real reason. But in addition to that, crime's out of control in Pierce County. All over the state's out of control. It's the highest it's ever been. Homicides happen down the street from my house. In our beautiful area that's been crime-free for years, we have had a homicide. And the kid who was a suspect went to school with my daughter in the same class. It's terrible. So we need to get a curb on this violent crimes going on.
Right. Well, Keith, we've heard a lot of people talk about public safety. That is a big issue, obviously, for everyone across the state. Outside of that, are there any other specific issues that you are really concerned about? And the second part of that question, if you are elected as sheriff, what's one thing? What do you hope to accomplish, I guess, in that position?
Yeah, well, On the sheriff's department, morale is at an all-time low, while in our county, crime's at an all-time high. I've talked with retired deputies and deputies are currently there. There's a lot of nepotism and cronyism going on in that agency. There's good deputies there. They need to have good leadership. So they need somebody like me from the outside can look in there. I don't have any friends there. Everybody that's there, I don't even, unless they came from Seattle PD and our deputies there, I've never even met them before. I don't know them. So they need to have a fresh eye in there, a fresh perspective to review policies and procedures and go with the training. Like I said before, I'm an expert in de-escalation training. The sheriff's office has been involved in 9 shootings in the past 8 months. That is so high and so dangerous for everybody involved that we need to get a handle on that. And juvenile crimes, the highest it's ever been, is very, very violent juveniles running around our streets. We need to hold them accountable. And but the main thing is, I speak to people all the time, and they say this: when I call 911, I want a cop to show up. So there's a big delay out in the counties for us to get there. So we need to look at how we are staffing and where we are staffing and how we can do it better to make sure our communities are safer.
All right, our fourth and final question is, are there any issues of FPIW action or FPIW, which we gave you the 18, that you would like to discuss or comment on?
Yes, I'd like to just say this. I've been defending our Constitution my entire adult life, first in the Army, then as a police officer for 33 years. So since I've been 18 years old, I've been wearing a uniform. And as your Pierce County Sheriff, I will ensure that the agency is conducting constitutional policing. There's been some problems with constitutional policing, and I want to make sure that we respect everybody's individual rights and freedom, such as freedom of speech, freedom of religion, freedom to assemble, all those things that we need to do to make our society a polite society. And of course, I'm a staunch advocate for public safety, and almost everybody I talk to tells me about public safety being an issue. And so we have to put violent criminals where they belong, which is in jail. And lastly, we have a terrible homelessness issue going on throughout the state, but in our county. I'm an expert on that. Homelessness is driven by addiction and mental health. And sometimes the addiction causes the mental health, and sometimes it's the other way around. So it's not compassionate to leave people living in squalor. We need to do something for them. And one of the things that we're going to do is, when I'm sheriff, is we're going to hold people accountable for quality of life issues such as theft. So we hold people who need drugs, they have to steal things and sell it to get the money for the drugs. So we hold them accountable for the theft, and we say, you have an option. You can go to jail or you can go to treatment. And then we get them good treatment, not 14-day treatment. When you're hooked on opioids, you need multi-months of treatment, and then you need an avenue to escape from where you come from. And we're going to work on that with other agencies to help people get back on their feet again and make them productive citizens.
Very good. Well, Keith, I want to be one of the first to just say on behalf of FPIW, thank you for your years of service in the realm of public safety, and congratulations on your few weeks or months of retirement. Shortly of it. Congratulations on that. And we just thank you for joining us this morning. Appreciate your time. And thank you so much. And good luck in the next few weeks in the campaign trail. Got a couple weeks left, and hope it all goes well for you.
Thank you very much. I appreciate the opportunity to speak with you.
All right. Well, I'm Brad Payne from FPIW Action.
And I'm Brian Noble from FPIW. Again, nothing in this video should be taken as an endorsement of the candidate, nor the candidate's endorsement of FPIW Action, nor FPIW. We want to encourage you to love your neighbor by faithfully stewarding the public square. And if you're one of our defenders, go out there and defend and advance biblical values in the public square. God bless you.